Yeah, good evening, everyone. It is me again, your friend. We are here again to just continue in the political situation in Edo State. I want to appreciate every one of you that have been supporting us, strongly well all through this period. I want to say the good Lord bless you guys in Jesus' name. While we wait for others, let's just listen to our regular day-to-day, you know, uh, national anthem, which we normally play before every of our broadcast. Please just share the video. Let's welcome people in as we listen to the word of freedom. Thank you, guys. God bless.
The ancient city is calling. All arise, sons and daughters of the land. The king of the city is marching. Stand up high to the pride of the land. The founding fathers of labor, and our time to serve is now. The glory of the new legal nation will forever be our pride. Beautiful and glorious and you're the heartbeat of Nigeria, beautiful and glorious, and stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be. Our treasures are precious and to know. Our history for culture, stories of heroes, legacies forever be beautiful and glorious and you're the heartbeat of Nigeria,
Please
beautiful
let's share as we reference here.
stars are singing over you. You're the land people dream to be. Unite and stand with each other. Forgive and let it go. Together we can stand, come what may. And the future lies in us. Teach our children to teach their children what our fathers taught. To fear and love the Creator, only then shall we succeed. Beautiful and glorious and you're the heartbeat of Nigeria, beautiful and glorious and
My day, I greet you.
Make the process secretariat to small by small. I don't see what's happening from a penny salary a lot. I don't think I go from Mandalore to Guinea. Mention your decision, people come on protest for their money. My no more illegal collection. I don't ever support no more German money. Who's the bad baby? You collect. I'm saying, wow.
Victor Rosa. Let's share the word of freedom.
Make me check etc. People say make you carry go. Make me check agriculture. People say make you carry go. Make me check government. People say make you carry go.
I greet you.
People say make you carry go. That's a key. Wow. let you carry go. Wonder. Let us get shot, ya you bomb. Let all you say to the love collect. Let us get shot, ya dollar. Let all you say to the love collect.
Obasoye, I greet you.
If you collect, you go down. Let all you say to the enemy. Let me destiny killer.
With love. My bros, how you? I greet you, sir. Let's just share. Let's share.
Who are the final say that the election of people as the final say? Who are the final say that the election of people as the final say? The people say now obaseki they want. People make una carry go.
Oyinka-Shola Akintobi, I greet you, my brother. Jeff, nice guy. I greet you. I'm here. I greet you.
Iyamu. EFCC is waiting for you.
Eric, I greet you, sir. And above, I greet you, sir. Let's share. Let's invite people in.
November 12th, obaseki is government.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Tonight, we are going to have an interactive session from where we stopped yesterday, but you give me some few minutes to address some issues based on what had happened between yesterday and today. The first I'm going to talk about in the next few minutes is the event that took place in the palace of the Omonobanedo Okua Bolo Oba Erediawa, Oba Eware Diogedigan II. And I have been going through comments. I've gotten a lot of Sister Ngozi, welcome. I've got a lot of inboxes. People are twisting the the words of the monarch. I want to say categorically clear in this very particular regard. After I've watched that video severally to now understand the political undertone of what our father was saying, I have come to the conclusion based on my own personal analysis. I repeat, based on my own personal analysis, I have come to the conclusion to say that the Oba was not in support of Godwin Obaseki, neither was he in support of Pastor Osage is iyamu. So people trying to now twist and retwist the event that took place in the palace yesterday is trying to drag the palace into the political scene. And having said that also, I will say categorically clear that if you actually watch the entire video that was 1 hour and some minutes, in the palace, you will see that the Oba of Benin was actually emphasizing on one particular word that he used 4 times in that peace meeting was the word imposition. He used it 4 times in that meeting. In his opening remark, while he was trying to look at the genesis of their problem. Okay, I will not want to go there today because I'm going to do with that maybe tomorrow or another day. I'm going to try to analyze, what actually transpired within that very particular circumference, why the Oba was speaking. But I just want to make something very clear that people should not try to misinterpret what the Oba said as if it was, because I've seen a lot of POI, re-election is gone, that the Oba has already written him off, that the Oba supported in that broadcast, that the Oba actually had anything to support or to do with his iyamu, or not, neither does he have anything to do with the support of obaseki. He was just laying emphasis on what happened and all that and that. Tomorrow, I am going to deal with that squarely. I'm going to try as much as possible to analyze every statement politically that came out of the monarch of the Benin Kingdom. You catch me live tomorrow, it's going to be explosive, it's going to be intriguing, because I want to make sure that everyone gets what the Oba meant in every part of his word. I'm going to come up, in a very transparent and clear manner to put before every one of us every step of the Oba's statement all along, so we don't, twist the word of the monarch. Okay. Now, having said that, also, there is another thing that is also bothering me today. It is also still pertaining to the palace. Now, a few days ago, I think I made mention of a group called the Benin Resuscitant group or whatever, who are trying hard to drag the palace into the political situation in Edo State. And I came here 3 days ago just to throw light on that. I said, please, guys, do not drag the palace into this. That's what the palace said yesterday. It's not. You see, you have to call the both parties to broker peace for the peace and the safety of his subjects who actually reside in Benin City and the entire Edo State in general. Now, having said that, then there have been series of open letters being written to the governor of the state by some faceless individuals that are actually the supporter of Pastor Osage is Iyamu. I need to address that part of that very particular those letters today, in order for us to understand the entire circumference, that is surrounding. Sorry, guys, that is surrounding that very particular issue. Now, the issue is about the Ogiamians and the endorsement of Governor Inora Obaseki. It pains me so dearly that I begin to see educated intellectuals, who decide to go so low just because of political affiliation, in order to bring issues that are not supposed to be brought into the burner, and begin to re-echoing it in order to whip sentiment. I repeat, in order to whip sentiment in favor of their candidate, Pastor Osage Ize Iyamu. And that is actually bothering people like us. That's why we are here. One of the reasons why I become the mouthpiece, of the Obasekis, in diaspora, is as a result of the information that is on the social media space that is misleading our brothers and sisters in diasporas, who had no other means of getting information, but rather, depending on the information that is being circulated on the internet, as a source of information, which most of the time has become misleading. I'm just trying to be really be careful, so I don't use words that is so funny today. I'm just trying to be careful, so that I have to use words that will be so much appreciated all through this little broadcast that I'm going to make before the end of the day. Now, my number one point on that open letter that was written, and the press comment that be going on against the Ogiamians, because they endorsed Governor Obaseki. And somebody came out to them and asked that Obaseki has been bankrolling the Ogiamians in order for him, to continue from where his grandfather at Obaseki stopped, in dethroning the monarch of Benin Kingdom. That is so pathetic. That is so disheartening, and it is not actually patriotic. As a Benin man, as a Benin woman, as a son of the kingdom, there are things you don't say, all for political points. I have said this on this live video. I'll be very careful what I say about Osage Zeyamo and many others, because I know we are brothers. That is why we speak one language. We came from one loins, the par loins. So I wouldn't want to say things today that I would destroy my own brother, all because of a game that, like our Abba said yesterday, the maximum you go is 8 years. So when you leave, the office remains. So the governorship office is like soldier go, soldier come, barracks still remains. So we should be very mindful of what we say. We should be very, very mindful of the kind of words that we use. Today, Isaiah is carrying a big burden of what Oshumole said in 2016. This is enough for us to understand that we have to be very careful what we say. I want to be try to be very. I want to be careful today, so I don't say words that will be volatile today. That's why I'm trying to pick my words, so very well. Now, the first thing that I'm going to say is this. Number one, I wrote it down yes. As of today, the great Oba of Benin, Oba Ewari II, had never called the Ogiamens an enemy of the palace. I have not read it in any book. I have not seen it in any television. I have not seen it in any press statement from the palace. Or is there any publications where the Oba of Benin called the Ogiamens enemy of the palace? It is nowhere within the space of what I have seen, neither within the space of what I have read, that there is anywhere that the Oba had called the Ogiames enemy of the palace. So we as a people should be very, very careful when we actually make statements for because of whatsoever political reasons. Please, the Oba have never also called the Ogiames an outcast because they are not an outcast. I remember I read a book about the Ogiames, the history of the Ogiames, which maybe one of these days I'm going to maybe throw a little bit light on it, the way I know it, and the Ekiopara Treaty, and the mock fight between the Ogiames and the Crown Prince because of what happened between Oba Eweka and one of the Ogiames at that time. These are still recurrent, decimas that are still happening today. So when people begin to try to drag the Oba to whip sentiment on the side of a particular candidate, you are destroying the fabrics, the potency of the palace. So you guys should be very careful of what you say or what you do. You guys should be very careful of what you say or what you do in a time like this. Now, number two, we need to get this clearly today before we start. As the governor of Edo State, Governor Inoyase Godwin Obaseki is the father of all. The Edo South, the Edo North, and the Edo Central, where our Oba is the father of the Edo people, the Benin speaking people. So when Obaseki took an oath of office, he swore an oath to see everyone residing within the geographical location of the Edo, to treat them equally, fairly, with equity and justice, including the Ogiames family. I'm not a mouthpiece of the Ogiames, but I'm saying this so that people don't drag the palace into their own personal issue, all in order for them to whip settlement. That is what I am against. As the governor of Edo State, he is the father of all, just as the Oba of Benin is the father of all the Benins. And so it will be very unwise of anyone to tag Obaseki affiliation with the Ogiames as sacrilege and abominable. It is unwise because it can't treat them lesser than the way it's going to treat you. Even the royal father, the one who is in charge of the spiritual and traditional affair of the state, have not in any way declared these people an enemy of the palace. Neither has he declared them an enemy of the Benin Kingdom. In present today Nigeria, there is no outcast, as we all know. So we should be very, very be careful. Number three, there is something we need to know here. Please just share this video. People need to get this video. Share this video, please. There's something we need to know here. Number three, during elections, the candidate goes to every available votes. I repeat, during elections, the candidate goes to every available vote. I mean, every available votes to win the election. During election, the candidate goes to every available vote to win the elections. So if Obaseki had to go to the Ogiame's family by numbers in Benin to the by numbers after the palace, I think the Ogiame is one of the five largest family in Benin Kingdom by size. So if you decide to ignore a family like that in a time like this, you might be the one that's going to lose. So the Obaseki going to them to solicit for their vote has nothing to do with the palace. This is a political time where people are going from house to house, street to street, canvassing, pleading, asking for the votes of the people. So we should be very, very be careful. I want to make something very clear here. None of you guys have been able to even say a word concerning the militants who endorsed Pastor Sage Zeyamu from Gelegele area of Ovia Northeast. These guys, they are from the Ijo origin by history. They decided to crown a king in Benin Kingdom when there is already an existing Oba in the kingdom. Now, these people came out and they publicly endorsed Osage Zeyamu, and nobody within the PDP or any of Obaseki's campaign team read a negative meaning to the ceremony that took place on that day. Because Obaseki felt that is politics. He had been able to sway those guys to his side. These are the guys that went to Barisa, get someone to come and rule over them in Gelegele area. And they actually came in, and Obaseki came there, and a lot of things were done, and there were cases here and there, and all that and that. And at the end of the day, they publicly came out to endorse the candidacy of Osage Zeyamu. These are ex-militants. Nobody read the meaning to it. These people are actually fighting against the palace by dragging the land that belongs to the Benin Kingdom with the Oba of Benin. But nobody read the meaning to it because we all felt that was politics in play. Please, guys. So during election, the candidate goes to every available vote to win the election. Just as the militant in Gelegele who insulted the Oba and wanted to install a king in Benin Kingdom came out to endorse Pastor Sage Zeyamu. Why did these same online political talks not read meanings to the event, which was aired on major TV stations in Nigeria? Number 4. Guys, please bear with me. Are the Ogiames not part of the Benin Kingdom? Are they not part of the state called Edo State? So if the answer is yes, and Governor Obaseki is the governor of Edo State, why will he now segregate them? Why will he now see them as second-class citizens? Why will he not see them as an outcast? In a state where they are part of. I know one of the Ogiame is a professor in University of Benin. He is a professor of law in the University of Benin. I also know one of the Ogiame that is also a professor in Nigeria. Yeah, these men, they are in different. I've met an Ogiame who is also a commandant in road safety. I've met an Ogiame who is also working in the civil service in Nigeria. I have met an Ogiamie who is a manager in a bank. Are you not saying because an Ogiamie is a manager in a bank, you will not patronize that bank? Come on, guys. We are in the 21st century. Even when you are playing politics, don't destroy the happiness and the pride of others, all in the name of political, correctness. It is unfair. It is wrong. You should not go down there, please. I'm really getting pissed off. You guys are actually the one that is creating the problem. You are hitting the politics today, all because of your political, stupidity. Go out there, tell the people what your candidate will do, not trying to drag a lot of people into whatever you want to do in order for you to turn the people against a performing governor. People like us will be coming out here to expose your hypocrisies. That is what I am called to do. I will expose you. I will so much analyze your thinking that anyone that will hear me talk will mock you and laugh at your stupidity. Number 5, I said, has the Oba or any of the Ogiamie ever come out to say the two families are at war? As the Oba of Benin, at least I remember now I am serving the third Oba today. I began with Oba Kenzua of blessed memory. I served Oba Erediawa. Now I am under the reign of Oba Ewari II. I have never heard, neither have I read in books that these two families are at war. The only time I remember was there was a case, during the Midwest or the Bender region or wherever, there was a case between the two families, which I think the court has already put, a conclusion on that. That one is already been settled. And I also know that the two families, the Oba family and the Ogeme family, are also actually intermarried. They're actually intermarried. I know of some of my friends who are actually the royal blood of the Oba Benin and also of the Ogiamies. I know people who are actually from both sides. That I know a friend of mine, we spoke a few days ago. Their mother is an Ogiamie. Their father is from the palace. The mother is still alive today. There are many of them there. So please, if you don't know the history of Benin Kingdom, if you don't know what transpired between the Ogiamies and the Oba of Benin, if you don't know what transpired between the Agbo family and the Oba Palace, please do not use them to play your petty politics. Sorry, guys, I'm taking your time, but I need to put this out because it's getting to me like this. I don't want anybody to destroy what we are already enjoying in the state. After election, they still remain a state. Okay, we need to be very careful. Now, I have cases in court which I think had been resolved and case won. Number 6, is it not within the fundamental human right of the Ogiamies or the said obaseki to choose who their friends are? Is it not within the fundamental human rights of the Ogiamies or the said obaseki to choose who their friends are? So, I have friends that are Ogiamies. I have friends that are obasekis. I also have friends who are from the palace, who are within the royal blood lineage. They are my friends. We decide to be friends. It is our fundamental human right in a world where we live in today. So if the Ogiames felt that obaseki is actually doing what they think is beneficiary to the people of Edo State, is it a crime for them to be endorsed, for they to have endorsed him for a second term? People are endorsing everybody here and there. Why has this one not become a thing that had to not go to the extent in an ancient history? Resurrecting an ancient history between these two families, all to whip sentiment for political gain. It is unfair. I'm telling you, it is unfair to the Obasekis, it is unfair to the palace, and it is unfair to the Ogianes. I must be very frank with you guys. It is completely unfair. Like I said, aren't you guys aware that there are intermarriages between the Ogiames and the royal palace of the Great Benin Kingdom? If you are aware of that, then what are you going to say of a child that came out of that union of the Ogiames and the palace? What are you going to cost us a child? How do you expect the child to feel when you are destroying the bridge that brought him or her into existence? How do you expect the child and his grandchildren to feel when you begin to destroy them, with these sentimental political campaigns that is coming out from the mouth of people like you guys? We need to be careful. We need to be careful. Number 8, why always try to bring to remembrance the incident of 1897 without not making references to the incident that happened between 1992 and 2003 that involved the father of Pastor Sagi Iyamu? If you are talking about history, whatsoever you thought or you are thinking about the Ago family actually played out also recently in our time, in this modern world, is on the public domain. It was during the time of our great father of blessed memory, Obaire Diawa, that Pastor Sagi Iyamu's father connived with other chiefs to humiliate Oba Erediawa. Nobody talk of this. You are taking a story that happened centuries ago without leaving out an event that has just taken place some few years back that is still very fresh in our memories. So why playing one-sided game in order to whip sentiment? This is 21st century, and we the Edos are becoming wiser by the day. We have understood what has transpired between the Ago family, the Ago Obaseki, and the palace, which with time, some of us are going to read and try to analyze this to the best of our ability. Okay, now, number 9. Say, with all honesty, for the governor's grandfather, please listen to me now. I am very frank here. I'm not partisan right now. With all honesty, for the governor's grandfather, if he had wanted to hand over power to the Ogiamies in that 1897, he would have done it with the influence that he actually had in the British government during that time that the ancient throne was vacant. But he held on to the throne until the prince was enthroned to his father's throne. When people now say because the Ogiame endorsed Obaseki for a second term, it now becomes an issue. They're now referring back to what the father did in 1897. And the truth of the matter is this: if Agbo Obaseki decided that he wanted to play this game that this political whatever are trying to paint out now, he would have given the Ogiame the throne back in the ancient time. Many of us today, and I'm very sure, if he had done that, that even the British people would have supported the Ogiame to continue to reign on the throne of our forefathers. Just because of the way and manner the Benin people dealt with the British during the 1897 Civil War. I mean, 1897 Benin invasion by the British people. What Asoro actually did to these people. They would have been very happy to have taken the throne from the rightful owner, which is the Oba of Benin, and handed it over to the Ogiame to become an administrator. But Agbo Obaseki decided to head on until the Obas, the prince, the crown prince, was of age after the demise of our father of blessed memory, Oba Voramenobaisi, and handed over the power to the son who ruled after the father. In that same situation, the daughter of the king was given to Agbo as a wife. The history is still there. So let us not twist stories just for our own benefit in order to destroy someone else. It is not working again. We are becoming a very enlightened and we are learning histories by the day. We are not understanding what transpired in the past. So let's throw that aside. It's not going to work again, guys. It's not working anymore. Number 10, which is going to be my last, I will beg the POI campaign team. I will beg them seriously. I am on my knees begging you guys to take the palace away from your campaigns. Never you twist the words of the great monarch for your political gain in order to make the people turn against the governor of the state. That is the reason why you guys are doing what you are doing. It's for your own political gain, not for the interest of the people. If you guys remembered, when Obaseki went to the palace, they said Obaseki did not take Ola to the palace. When he went there for a visit, it became a news. Obaseki disrespected the Oba. He refused to take Ola to the palace. It became a news that was being put on air. Then they said Obaseki was talking to the Oba. He refused to take up cap. Obaseki disrespected the palace. It became another news again. Then they went on to say Obaseki cannot speak Benin. So because he cannot speak Benin, that means he does not actually respect the kingdom. Because he didn't grow in Benin, does not have value for the king. Guys, Obaseki is the governor of Edo State, not the governor of Benin City. There are many Edos who can't speak Benin City, who can't speak Benin language. The Essans don't understand Benin. The Afemas don't understand Benin. So if Obaseki can communicate with them with the generally accepted language, well and good. And do you know there are some of you today who is criticizing Obaseki that they can't speak Benin? Many of your children can't even speak Benin right there in Benin City. I'm not saying those ones abroad. I'm telling those of you in Benin, many of your children can't even speak Benin. Are you going to tell me that tomorrow, if your son decides to contest for governorship position in Edo State, because he or she can't speak Benin, then he will be declared an enemy of the palace? Or he will be declared as a man who does not have respect for the palace? Why playing politics with anything you see? Just because you want to make some political correctness. His governor betrayed the palace, and so very many statements, all to create sentiment in the mind of the Edos to hate the governor and give their candidate an undue advantage over the governor because of the respect and loyalty the Benin have for the throne of the kingdom. That's the reason why. The reason why they are doing all this talk is to paint the palace, to paint Obaseki bad in the mind of the Edos, because they know an Edo man after God, an Edo man values his king, if even being a Christian. Is the truth. After God, the next man an Edo man gives so much value and respect to is the king of the kingdom. And they know that, so they are playing on the intelligence of the Edo people in order for them to change their mind and decide to do against what they are supposed to do. Please, guys, it's not working. It's not working. Go out there like our father told us yesterday. Go and campaign. Stop this campaign of destruction. Stop this campaign of hatred. Do you guys also know that iyamu and obaseki, they are in-laws? You guys don't even understand. Iyamu and obaseki, they are in-laws. And Obaseki, which is the mother of Pedro, is married to the family of Iyamu. Don Pedro has a link between Obaseki and Iyamu. Both of them, they are his cousins. So how do you expect Don Pedro to feel when you guys begin to destroy the Obasekis? All for Iyamu. When he has a blood link between these two people. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. The same thing with those people who are trying to paint the Ogiames bad. When there are people that I know that are made children, not even female, made children that are Ogiames and also of the royal blood of the palace of the Oba Benin. How do you expect those kind of children to feel when you guys begin to do what you do? Just because you want to whip sentiment. You want to get an undue advantage in this coming election. Is it sentiment that you're going to use to rule us? Or you need to come out and tell us what you can do for us? I said this had to stop. We are all Benin's, and we have one recognized throne today in Benin Kingdom, and that is the throne of the Oba of Benin. And we the Benin do not play with the throne, and will not allow foreigners to come and make mess of a throne that has lived over 1 million years. Oba Ratokbe, he said. Guys, I haven't said that. Now I'm back. I'm alive again. Anytime I'm trying to talk about the palace, I'm very careful because I need to like bring it down for people to get me clearly. Okay. Somebody said, why I'm very, very intelligent. What was I doing with PFM before? My sister, you must start from somewhere. Okay. I don't do this often. I don't even know how I got here. I am an orator. Everybody knows that. I talk a lot, but I was not too very used to this system of coming out to always blab on the internet. But the obaseki draw my leg come aside when I saw that the election was becoming tougher and tougher, and I needed my governor to win. Then I have no other option than to jump to the ring and start doing what I'm doing today. Okay, thank you guys. Now, let's go to the topic of today. Now, today, please, we have about 1 hour more. Like I said, I'm going to stay to 2 hours today. So I say, let's do the topic of today. The topic is this: you have a company that is in their need of a manager. Listen. You need to listen to the topic very well. You have a company that is in their need of a manager, and you get to the office in the morning, waiting to interview the applicants that came in, and 2 guys came in with their application. One is Mr. Godwin Enorasa Obaseki. I'm not going to call it governor because he's applying for the position of the manager. I just said that, please, if you are calling me on 0 + 4673, call WhatsApp. But if you are calling for the other one +4672, you can call direct. I put it up there. I think it was clear. Please, because I'm using that one, that very +4673 as my phone that I'm using now to browse for the people that are with me on Facebook. So if I call it, I'm going to cut them off. Now, the 2 of them came in. One is Mr. Godwin Obaseki, and the other one is Mr. Osage Iyamu. Both of them came to your office. They brought their credentials before you, and they said they wanted to become the manager of your company. Who will you employ, and why? Who will you employ, and why? You must give me reasons. Not just calling me and said it's Obaseki. No. Why are you going to employ Obaseki as the manager of your company? Why are you going to employ Iyamu as the manager of your company? I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to talk about it. I will just listen, and at the end of the day, I will cut your call when you are done. Everyone has 5 minutes to go. Let us tell the Edos why we think I'm going to employ Obaseki. Let us tell the Edos why we think I'm going to employ Iyamu. The Edos want to hear from us. This is very important. Not just say 4 + 4 top bar, 3 + 1 bar. No. Or a POI all the way. Why do you think POI is all the way? Why will you want to employ POI? Or why do you want to employ GGO? It's just simple. That is what I want us to get today. So, interaction service starts. Thank you, guys. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting now. Just start throwing in your calling, please. Okay, the first caller. Yeah, hello. Hello, please tell us your name. Hello. And who will you employ? Obaseki Iyamu.
Good evening, Pastor Steven, and good evening, everybody in the house. My name is Sylvester, and I'm calling from Italy. Actually, I think I tried call yesterday, but it was almost at the end of your broadcast.
Okay.
Well, if I have a company, this question was brought about because of what is on ground. I will answer you in 2 parts. Because if I have a company and I have 2 people, if they are not recommended to me, if any of them are not, or even if both of them are recommended to me by maybe friends or whatever, and their credentials are in my front, I try to see what they've read in relative to what I want them to do in my company and all that stuff. And then from there, if both of them with their credentials match what I need in my office, then I will go all character, But let's leave that one because we know why this question came about. So let's just deal with it in what is on ground, what is really the main reason why we're actually doing this interactive session. So it's all about Governor Obaseki and Pastor Iyamu. First and foremost, let's do it this way. You see, because I've been able to watch a lot of presenters, even this afternoon I watched some people on News Nigeria Watch. There was also an interactive section. Some people came out and they spoke. Now, Governor Obaseki is in power right now, and we are hearing and seeing some things he has done. It's part of his credentials. Iyamu, well, we will also base his credentials based on what he has also done before now. One, I was made to understand that at one time it was the COS and then later the SSS of the former Governor Igbinedion. But Pastor, let's do it this way. You see, Oshomole became a hero in Edo State. You know why? It's not because he is a very, very intelligent man. No, that's not the reason. I will say why I say this, not to bring him down. Now listen, take for example, on the street of Sakomba Road, for instance. On that street of Sakomba Road, there are a lot of old houses. They were supposed to be taken care of by probably a caretaker that was taking care of those houses, maybe need painting, reconstructing some broken fences and everything. But the moment you step into that Sakomba Road, you just know that this Sakomba Road is not well kept. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Now, somebody just came from nowhere who just said, okay, this Sakomba Road is not well kept. Let me keep it well. He now started renovating, painting and doing every other thing. So when if you know what I'm talking about,
yes,
that was just what it was. But it was with him all through his 8 years. That means there was a project. A blueprint has been drawn. This is what you go to Benin to go and execute. So because of the bad governance of Igbinedion, where he could not really do anything substantial, where people could not even see any handwork of governance in the state for 8 years. So when Oshomole came, within the first 4 years he came, he turned some little things around and people were pleased with what he did. But they forgot that Obaseki was also involved in that government. But let's push it to the present day. You see, Obaseki that was there for 8 years, don't you think he will also have some other blueprint in his mind to say that, okay, we are going to move further from this road development to other higher development, which are what we are. The innovations that he has added to what is on ground. But let me just go. I just give all those these things for you to know. So obviously, if we're talking about the present situation in the state right now, Iyamu was the COS. Later, he became the SSS. At least he also was in that government for 8 years. We're talking about two people who were serving under some governors in 8 years. In 8 years, somebody said this one did this one. In another 8 years, we could not see what any of this person of Iyamu's handprint or whatsoever in the government of Igbinedion. So right now, you are now coming now to come and tell me that you know what, I can do more better than this person that has been doing this thing for now that we are seeing little things. It doesn't work that way. So if I have to judge by what from where they are coming from 8 years of Iyamu with Igbinedion, because that's the only thing I can judge him with. I don't know any other thing because I don't want to go first. Because I also saw some few things. That one is irrelevant because the person who was showing that thing could be showing a side. He could be biased. I'm not saying he is biased. He could be biased, showing me only one part that he wants me to see. Because I saw something about somebody going to his farm, showing us. I'm not saying he's biased. Try to understand me. I'm not saying he's biased, but based on what we are dealing with now, it's an electoral campaign now. Anybody can use anything to campaign. So they can show me that place that his farm is not working and all that. But if it is true, if it is really true that his farm is not working, if your own personal farm is not working, how can you not take care of the farm of the whole state? I mean, you can imagine, because the whole state has a bigger farm than your own personal farm. So if you cannot take care of your own personal farm, you can't take care of the whole state's farm. I just give that as an example.
Okay, sir.
So let's come to obaseki here. Obaseki has done things, and there are still prospects of doing more. Because most of the jobs that you are seeing on ground, it's not as if they are on completion. They are just a mere completion. Why don't we just still give him this extended period to complete what he has started and even do more? And then the final one here is that this is a man who has brought a blueprint. He's not talking about building. He's building institutions. There's one thing that we don't understand about institutions. You see, this Europe and America that we live, it is because the institutions are solid. Things happen. So I don't know what you call your local government, like here we call it commune. You see, now a commune is an institution. In communes, things are done. It is from this commune, where we live. Listen to one person, the person said about iyamu will bring ambulance, pregnant people will take ambulance for free. Where you live in Europe, do they take ambulance for free? I don't know about you, where you stay in Sweden. Where I live, the ambulance is not free. If they come when you call, they'll come and pick you. They don't take money from you immediately, but they're right, you will pay later. You pay for the service they render. It's not free. And that one is saying that iyamu will come. You don't promise people what is not real. Because our people are gullible, they can just come, they campaign with all kind of things. Look at what Governor Obaseki, when one lady said during the Zoom, one lady told him that, look, my people are not ready to vote for you because you did not build the general hospital. I think in Oriomo. I don't know what local government that lady called that day. He said, I have been talking to them. I said, no, that you didn't. He said, God, right there in the Zoom. He told the lady, no, we can't build general hospital for them. I mean, it's a straight. But if he wants to win an election, you're not supposed to talk in that manner. There's nothing like telling them what you're going to do and what you're not going to do.
Okay.
But no, we can't build them general hospital because we have general. He made mention of where they are and what they can do in that place. That is what is better. So for me, I kindly submit to every one of us that for me, if I have to employ in my own office, which of course is the Edo State government, Edo State as a whole, which is my office presently as we discussed, I would want to employ I have been convinced beyond every reasonable doubt that Governor Obaseki can still hold on to my office and manage it properly. I so submit, and I thank the House. Good evening, everybody.
Thank you, sir. This is nice. Please, kick off. Now, it's 5 minutes, please. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you are done. Yeah, we have another caller calling in. I love this one. It makes me want to jump out of my... Yeah, hello. Please tell us your name and who will you employ? Please, hello. Can you lower your device so that you can talk to us, please?
Yes, I'm doing it that, Mr. Yamato.
Okay, Baba.
My humble orator. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Watching your program since some couple of months ago.
Okay, sir.
And I must tell you, my brother, honestly, I'm from Edo. I'm from Muzebu. You understand me?
Okay.
I'm from my mother, then from my father, I'm from India. Stroke, what do they call it? Igun.
Okay.
I've been in the West for more than 25 years now. Okay. But I've never visited them for months because of I'm angry. You know, if you can see me now, my brother, my face, my eyes are getting red because I took an oath never not to have something to do with Nigerian government or nothing to do with the Edo State government because I own them no 10 cents. They own me because I can remember many years ago when I was applying for Nigerian passport, I picked with my money that I work for them. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
So it is so funny that this time around, I think some start illiterate, I can call them, because I owe nobody apology. I'm so sorry. I owe nobody apology. Seeing some start illiterate openly calling a chicken, a kitchen. Some old man seen a chicken. He said it's not chicken, it's kitchen. Usagi Iyamu, the son of S.A. Sogban, was accused of 700 million public fund loot. Usagi Iyamu was accused of stealing Edo State tractor. During his Lucky Gunigon tenure, I was already in Europe, my brother. Then I was about 21 years to 22 years old. I saw everything, my brother. I was scared coming to Nigeria because I knew how many people died, they killed. Then the Igunigon and this guy, Usagi Iyamu, they brought black art constitution into Edo State because of politics. They brought guns into Edo State. They brought the guns wherever. So who needs him to run his office? If Edo people need Usagi Iyamu to run their office, I wish them good luck. But they should write, it should be written on the wall that the very day they made him their governor, the very day they made him governor, they should forbid anything that comes from a democratic world or a democracy world. Because I've never seen such an insane people in my life. Tony Kabaka, in the name of my ancestors. Who is Tony Kabaka? Is that illiterate? To come into politics? To come into educational arena? My brother, I live in the Deutschland. I speak Dutch. Somebody like Tony, they live in the park. They sell drugs in the park. Do you understand me? They sell drugs in the park. We don't need them. We don't need them. Europeans, or somebody like Tony, you inject him from jail, he passes him from one cellophane to one street to another, he becomes what we call a babuzo on the street. You throw him up. He has nothing good to add to the society. I can imagine, or I can't imagine, two people clamoring for Tony Kabaka. Then I come again to one idiot they call Captain Rosa. I'm sorry to use this word this time because it's a platform. But I own Captain Rosa, no apology. If Captain Rosa sees me in my country where I belong to, believe me, he makes the word. I'll jail him forever. Forever. Without him seeing the song. Captain Rosa, which is billions that he's stealing from Edo State, he's not up to my last daughter. With all his family combined together, that man has been busy stealing our crude oil. Stealing our crude oil. And nobody has said enough to say, damn. Obaseki came because he saw Obaseki building the modular refinery. This guy is running up and down. He's running up and down. He wants to jump into the sky. That idiot. Who was his father? Who was his parents? Where did he get that money from? Just a common pilot. And how much was his minimum, his month wage when he was piloting the Igunigon? Who the hell is he?
Okay,
they
brother.
Said, don't talk and do it.
Okay.
The British, in short, it's not their fault because the British people came, they took the power from our monarch and gave the power. Even that's the problem we have in Nigeria today. That's why times I listen to Omoyele Sowore. I'm sorry to say, brother, I don't want to come to on the central road to this local, politics in Nigeria. I deal with Omoyele Sowore, Mayegun, and the rest because I've seen the local champions in Edo that they are too local for me. The main problem we have in Nigeria, my brother, the same problem now is coming to Edo all around Nigeria. Religion, indoctrination. Since the British came, they invaded the country, they took the power away from the monarchs and gave the power to their slaves. Look at what we are seeing today.
Okay,
Look
thank
at
you,
what
sir.
we have today. So, my brother, I will use this channel before I rest my submission. I would like every Edo person to speak Edo, Edo State in the Obaseki in the meaning of education. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. So every statement here are people's opinion. That is why I'm not even adding or subtracting from it. Okay. So we are still waiting. We are still waiting for more calls in. I think somebody's calling in now. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay. First of all, I want to debunk what the second caller said. If I have an office and I really want to make an improvement in my office, when you're talking about the private sector, I will employ a obaseki. But if you're talking about government is an all-inclusive program. A governor is like the father of 5 kids. You have good kids, you have bad kids, and you have wayward kids. You probably want to work with all of them in their various capacities and find a middle ground to which you deal with every one of them, regardless of how they act. But when the governor of a state decides to take on sides and create some faction, that's not the best. First of all, one is talking about iyamu, and one is talking about the fact that he's been in government. There's a big difference between who is driving the bus and who is asked to sit on the passenger seat. Iyamu was asked to sit on the passenger seat in Lucky Igbinedia's administration. That should be understood. Then secondly, when one is talking about project, one wants to look at how valid are the projects of obaseki and kept on ground. It's not enough to say, I want him in power. I like obaseki. I have no problem with it. But the facts still remain clear that he should show the Edo folks what he has done in the last 4 years and tell them a clear-cut agenda on what he's going to do in the next 4 years. Then another issue I want to raise, which the caller has said earlier on, you're talking about the 700 million naira, which was allegedly taken by Pastor Osage Ezeyamu. It's an alleged case. Presently, obaseki has a almost 300 billion naira case with the dead chief on indecent. It's an alleged case. When you're talking about alleged cases, it means it's something that is going through the court process. So you don't call a man a thief when it's on an alleged case. That sounds very awkward to me. Then when you're talking about his farm is not working, have you cared to ask yourself where was obaseki before he got into Oshomole's administration? I guess he was busy in Lagos, where are his company? So you don't judge people based on that. I like obaseki. I appreciate the fact that he's a technocrat. But the fact about it is this. A technocrat that does not understand an all-inclusive government cannot function at the level to which we are right now in Nigeria. If obaseki has brought in his idea in a functioning economy like Sweden, Italy, America, wherever it is, it will work. But in Nigeria right now, what we want to understand is how do you relate with the people? How do you have an all-inclusive government? How do you get a Pastor Iyamu that is on the left wing to the right wing and work with him? That is what government is all about. It is not all about hate. It is not all about spreading lies about each other. We chose the only problem I have with obaseki. Yesterday, I took out my time and read the Mega Manifesto. I took out my time and I read it. Spent a couple of hours understanding what this man is trying to talk about. His ideas are very ambiguous. They are ideas that are not of the same, but they are not practical ideas right now. What we need in Edo State is market. We want food. We want our children back in school. We want teachers. We want pensioners to be paid. I understand he's doing a little bit, he's doing much of those, but the fact about it is why obaseki should not be given a chance again is because he is not practicing an all-inclusive government. If Tony Kabaka and the rest of them have gotten into power 2016, you should practice an all-inclusive government. You should not exclude them from who have gotten into power.
30 seconds, sir.
When you don't need people, you discard them. And that's not how you work in government. If I have 5 kids and I want to work with all of them, I would work with all of them and find a middle ground with them. There are kids that are intelligent, they are the ones that are crazy. They are the ones that are stupid,
They are the ones that are white. So would I deny them and say these are not my kids? They want the downfall of the state? No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
So when one must take away first.
No.
The personal life of this person.
Please don't call direct on plus 4673, please. I just said it before. That's the phone I'm using to do the video.
Thank you, and I just want to make my point known. All right?
Okay, thank you very much, bro. Okay, now let me say something a little bit. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please. Hello. Hello. Yeah, hello. Caller.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Please, you just try to lower your device, then you will hear me. Hello. Yeah, hello, caller. Wow, this people calling directly. Why people don't just listen now? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Can you just please try to reduce your device while you want to speak? If not, it will be echoing back at you. Yes, hello? Yeah. Hello?
I'm watching your show now, and I wanted to comment on what the last caller said.
Go ahead.
About Governor Obaseki. Okay, so what he's saying is that Governor Obaseki is only working with professionals that Tony Tabaka did. Hello?
Hello, we are hearing you. Go ahead.
Hello? Yeah, okay. So I'm basing my response on a video that Tony Tabaka himself did, where he confirmed that he went to Governor Obaseki, asking him for spinach for his boys, as he said. And Governor Obaseki didn't agree with what he wanted. Rather, he offered him something else. So are we saying that the governor has to be held to ransom, that the only way we can agree that he's working with everybody and running an inclusive government is if he toes or dances to the tune of these political jobbers, for want of a better word? This is just in direct response to last call.
Okay.
And I'll keep listening. If need be, I'll call back in again.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we are hearing you. Can you...
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and who do you want to support?
My name is Enuj. My name is Enujelu Komo.
Okay.
The question is, who would I employ if I wanted a manager?
Yes, sir.
And the answer is obvious. The answer is obviously 310,000 times I will employ Obaseki, and 310 times I will not consider the application of iyamu, not to talk of employing him. If it was possible, now we would have done what we call a political science, political survey. Let's use the credentials
the curriculum vitae of obaseki to write an application, and also use that of iyamu to write an application and send to companies in Nigeria. Then let us do survey by reason of the employment granted and reasons why they are employing. I had somebody calling just now. The person was even saying, people don't know when you want to condemn somebody, you end up campaigning for. He said he wants to check the validity of the project of what he is doing. That person should have not just said that at all. For saying that, he has given obaseki another qualification. Do you want to say the Edo State port is not valid? Do you want to say some more power plant is not valid? Or should we say Edo State is not valid? Should we say the modular refinery is not valid? Which project is obaseki doing, or motor garden, or the roads? Why? I don't understand. People just talk because although we have in political science, we have those we call political paruchias. Maybe those are people who just come and say whatever they want to say. They don't even understand what the tenet of politics or what the political sphere is about. Do you say valid project when this man has been able to do exceedingly abundantly above what we expected? In 2016, I worked against obaseki because I since Oshomola is bringing him, I was thinking obaseki is going to be a tool for Oshomola to siphon the treasury of Edo State. I didn't know that God was helping the destiny of Edo. I worked, although I hate iyamu, I didn't campaign for him. I was a PDP member. Prior to that election, they called me to work for him on social media and get 10K stipend. I say over my dead body. I hate iyamu is a lie. I cannot tell somebody to vote for iyamu. But because I'm a party man, I voted him. I will not tell lie. I voted him in 2016. But to say, with the information available, with the charisma of the two characters, why would somebody want to compare a technocrat to a man who in all his life has no job? Nothing this man has been able to do successfully. Or someone came out to tell us that the success of his government in 8 years is in the hand of the economic advice of Governor Obaseki. He was just economic team advisor, and the effect of his advice was set in the government. But iyamu was secretary to government, he was chief of staff to government. He cannot talk about that government. He cannot campaign with that government. Why is iyamu not telling us that when he was secretary to, why is he not, iyamu has never one day tell us he was secretary to government when he was campaigning. Why is iyamu not telling people that he was chief of staff to government? You were in government, you should talk about it. Obaseki can tell, even if Obaseki is not governor today, Obaseki can tell you when I was economic team head in Edo State, I had to manage the state to the extent that some development that was brought to the state was brought, and the governor then accepted this fact. Or as the economic building in the government house that to show what I said we should dedicate to Obaseki, has it been removed? So why would somebody start comparing obaseki to iyamu, a known criminal? Okay, a pastor who is gathering up lions and tigers for election.
Hello, we are hearing you, sir. You have 30 seconds to go.
Okay, so for every reason, political or apolitical reasons, obaseki is the choice of everybody. And God is going to say that a day will be liberated come 19th of September. That is my birthday. God is not going to let people happen on my birthday. I assure you that.
Thank you very much. So that is that we are still expecting calls in. We are still expecting calls in. It's a very interesting time tonight. The lady has already explained what I wanted to say concerning the meeting that was held between the governor and the Akube Ventures prior to. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to contribute to this topic.
Okay.
Who will you employ as a manager of your company?
Yes, sir.
Between iyamu and obaseki.
Yes, sir.
I would say the word manager. In fact, the word manager is something you don't give to anybody. You don't use managing as in the word manager. You don't use it to like. It's not something you use to favor people. No. Before you can give anyone managing director, before you will allow anyone to manage your company, first of all, you must understand first that person can really do the work of a manager. Or else it will ruin your company. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So between iyamu and obaseki, you look at both of them. Where have them worked before? I've seen many people like the obaseki work with Dangote. They have worked with some certain person.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Hello. Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, your name and place. Who will you vote? Who will you employ? Please don't call this one. Call if you're calling direct, call 072, please. Hello.
Hello. I think the number.
No, you can go ahead, ma. I'm not talking to you. Go ahead, ma.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening. I'm hearing you.
Yeah, go ahead. We are listening to you.
I should call another number.
No, not you.
I should dial another number.
No, I'm talking to someone else who was disturbing the phone I use in doing the live video. Not you. Go ahead, ma.
No, I didn't say nobody.
We're going madam yo.
What's that number we call?
Madam yo, where? My will water.
Okay, I've got to make up a very nice video, isn't it?
You continue, ma. You give us your opinion.
Okay. Okay. But sorry, bro. Yeah, even it contribute to the discussion, you know, because I've been listening to some of the people comment, you know. So I'm so surprised that there are some people now here power. Oh, sorry, let me use English. I'm still surprised that there are still people out there still saying that they haven't seen what Obaseki have done, and they want Obaseki to tell them what he have done in Edo State. I wonder whether these people, whether they are physically blind or spiritually blind, or they haven't been to Nigeria, because he's so annoyed. Sorry that I'm using this word, because he's so annoyed and so. When somebody is doing good thing, and people see they're saying that this person he hasn't done anything, or he's not doing anything, you know. So that's why I'm using this word. That are they physically blind, or it could be that maybe they have been to Nigeria for years. Because if they have been to Nigeria for some years, they have been to Edo State. Even last year or last 2 years, they were able to see what Obaseki has done, how he has changed the Edo State. You know, the Shomule that they are talking about now, there's some of them saying that Shomule, and for me, I personally, I don't see what Shomule did in Nigeria, did in Edo State. I didn't see it. You know, maybe because only a few roads, he just constructed able to locate some roads or something like that, you know. I have not seen anything because all the primary school, all the schools I've been seeing in Edo State is those old schools that they have built for how many years ago. There was no renovation. There's no chair, no furniture in the class. Nothing. So throughout the 8 years Osomole did in governor in Edo State, Osomole didn't contribute for anything in Edo State. Nothing. We look at the specialist hospital he said he was building. I went there, I went to specialist hospital, personally when he was there. I didn't see anything. There is no bed, nothing. You know? So I didn't know what people are saying now that obaseki is not doing anything. Obaseki have changed so many things in Edo State. I traveled to Nigeria twice in a year. I'm from Edo State. I go to Benin every time when I'm in Nigeria. I see everything. Even when I went this year, January, when I was in Nigeria, I was just shocked. I said, "Wow, is it?" And I Edo State did this. Wow, you know. So I'm still surprised. You know, I'm still wonder why people still saying that obaseki should tell them what he have done in Edo State. He haven't done anything. For me, I think that's the way I say that, you know. For me, I've never played politics before. I'm not a politician. I've never campaigned in a politician before. I've never in my life had interest in politics the way I have interest on this politics. This politics now, you know, it's so interesting that most of us in the diaspora, we haven't played politics before because we don't develop interest on this. Why? Because we have seen the good things that obaseki is doing in Edo State. Because we see the good things he is doing. Because other governors, sorry to say, we didn't see the things they were doing. That's why we didn't come out to support them during their campaign, during their regime. Because we didn't see anything they were doing. They were just looking the money, using the money for themselves and their family. But this time obaseki is different. He's different. Obaseki now shows that really he is for the masses. That is for the masses. He is for the poor people. You know, and we have seen what he has done. We are satisfied. So those of them who are saying that they say anything, maybe they are physically blind. If they are not physically blind, they should see what he's doing. So I have to say that of Israel, for me, even though it's my own blood brother, I will still disown him. I will still tell people not to vote for him. Because he can't tell me that 8 years he followed Shomule. Why like one guy who like one, I don't know whether it's a guy or it's a man, I don't know, who was saying that Israel wife will go and build he will build the hospital, he will bring ambulance, he will go and pick pregnancy women at home and bring to the hospital. When Iyamu was the secretary to Ebenezer son, why Iyamu didn't build the hospital? Why did he bring ambulance? So that you will be picking all the pregnant women here and there to go have a baby. Is it now you want to build hospital and then bring the ambulance? What have they been doing since all these years? When Edo State during the Iyamu and Lucky Ebenezer, Edo State now come to Morocco and Spain. When you are coming to the city, they will say, "Oh, you are coming to Spain." You will be crossing. You will be using a canoe, the crossroad. You are going to outside the ring road. They will say you are going to Morocco.
Okay, thank you,
man. The changes they want to bring again. Thank you, my brother. So thank that you. Is what I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah. So please, guys, let us do it. 5 minutes. I'm going to put you off. 5 minutes, I put you off. Hello? Guys, let us do it. 5 minutes, I'm going to put you off. Hello? Please, hello?
Yes. Brother, please, I just want to appreciate you first and foremost.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm calling you for Sweden here also.
Okay.
But I will call you private again, yeah. Because
Okay.
I've been trying to get your number. One thing I appreciated you for really is the way you give analysis of the political affair in Edo State. Even there are some I don't even understand that you make me to understand. And I never think that there are so many people like that who are in diaspora who understand the secret or the key of Edo State up to like what you explained and you have said. I will choose Obaseki, the winner, the goal, the umbrella, the savior of Edo State. But still, I will say don't blame people who doesn't appreciate him because Edo wears the you. You know, not only in Edo State alone, Nigeria as a whole, the only president or governor they will see that is working is one that give them tie road and stable lights, electricity. But what Obaseki is doing as an independent person, you have to see before you pay dollar. Dollar we were netted. So my dear brother, you understand what I mean? So Obaseki have to create a enabling environment like he said he promised. You have to make sure government, even abroad we are living, the government create a good atmosphere for good things to happen, for good things to come in. That is what exactly Obaseki is doing. But there are so illiterate, so many illiterate, sorry to say that word, that are living in Edo State as children or because of school, lack of education. So it takes them a long time to understand what Obaseki is doing. But all the same, brother, thank you very much for making people to understand, for putting our way to everybody, even Edo State, Edo where Umako, Paneto, Edo Yuma, and Wopare. But this is a first in history that have happened in Edo State. And Edo State will be an example to the whole city, the whole state in Nigeria. Edo Gelisiwa, Edo Oisiwa. So, where's my brother? Obaseki Abi. Yetiri one odo akule customer for the tiger or rumuru or customer the other come. And once there's a lion outside in any village, city, wherever, no, everybody's scared to go there. So if people are coming to say they are lion and tiger, they should go to cage, meaning they should go to zoo. So when they are in zoo, we give them food when we are able to keep the food. If we don't like it, they can die over there. Okay, pain me Obaseki a meek person. In really Bible we meek. Obaseki will not date such, it's like he has the fear of God. As I'm speaking, I want the whole world to know that Obaseki is the right person at this time. And we are also praying ahead that after him, somebody else like him should come so that Edo State will be like, so that we'll be planning to go home. We'll be visiting our own established home. Fear will be bygone. Even when I was in Nigeria, when the people are saying Edo State was peaceful as anything. I was there for more than 4 months. It was peaceful as anything. But the case, he has made Edo State calm more than before. And CDA is abolished, and Boris is abolished. They can never come. Where's my brother?
Thank you very much.
Is the key.
Thank you very much.
I'm seeing you, even as I'm talking to you, I'm seeing you. Because people
don't understand what you are saying. Many people. Where's my brother? So I thank God.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Please, your contribution. Who will you employ? Obaseki is a iyamu. Hello, we are hearing you.
Hello,
yeah, we are hearing you. Go ahead. Sometimes you just lower your device, you will hear me. If you don't lower your device, it will be difficult for you to hear me.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening. So I just want my take on this is that when I have a company, the only person I will employ to manage my company is Godwin Obaseki. Because do you know why people are saying MOU? It's memorandum of understanding. These people, most of those people, the one in diaspora, some are in diaspora, some are in Nigeria,
They doesn't understand what is MOU. You see, MOU, when you sign contract with somebody, when you pay this person money, this person will not run away with this money. You have to finish this contract. Look at what this man is doing in Edo State. You will know that this man has a brain. He has the brain to take care of Edo State. This is the opportunity for so many years that those people have gained. This is the opportunity they have gained. They have to grab this opportunity very well, because if they lose this opportunity, time is coming, they will begin to regret everything about obaseki. Please, I'm telling all Edo, I use this media to tell all Edo, September 19, you people should come out, all Edo should come out, vote Governor Norega Obaseki for the elect as a governor, so that the good work this man is doing, he will finish his good work. Look at Gelegele now. The other day, look at Tekenwa Road. This man is working, he's trying. It's not easy to rule a community. How much more this guy is ruling the full Edo State? It's not easy. We know Shomole tried. This man pick up where Shomole stops. So they should allow this man to work. Not everybody, people will come and discriminate him. He's not working. It's not easy, my brother. It's not easy for you to bring a teacher and train them. It's not easy for you to create technical school. It's not easy for you to create a secretariat. It's not easy. Modular refinery. It's not easy. The Shemo power plant. Somebody you are saying simple agenda. When he gets there, he's not going to do anything. That simple agenda is just normal paper. He just wrote it to deceive the people. When he gets there, he's not going to do anything. There's nothing he's going to do. It's not easy for you to stay in the government house as a governor, cracking your brain. This place is not good, I have to work here. This is not good, I have to work here. This place is not good, I have to work here. It's not that easy. People are just saying that Obaseki don't carry the people along. Obaseki never say he don't want to carry the people along. He called these people. I know you have voted me in. You helped me in the election. Come, let me give you a job. They don't want Obaseki. They don't want Obaseki to give them a job. They want to collect the money and balance Obaseki. And Obaseki doesn't want this. In Europe, we have today. You cannot say I want to balance the government. The government will pay you. The government, I'm still imagining that people that still live in abroad today thinking like they're still in Africa. They're still thinking like they're still in Africa. Come on, man. We have to wake up. I tell people we have to wake up. Don't let people deceive you. You people have already been seeing the light. Just follow the light. Because if people don't follow the light right now, at the end of the day, you begin to regret. That's what you do to Ali. Ali was there. Ali was trying. Ali free education and everything. People say Ali is not good. Ali is not good. When Ali left that place as a governor, people begin to regret that Ali is very good. So now, after many years, the people have suffered enough. So we have to wake up and stand by this man. Look at the personnel. In every month, it's not that easy. Personnel was dying. They were crying. Civil servant is crying. There was a day I was in Nigeria. I met the police. They hold me on the traffic police. And I asked if we were going. He said I beat the traffic. I was begging him. He said, okay, I should come and settle him. When I want to settle him, I just park. He just gets an alert in his phone. He said, thank God, though, they have paid me. I said, why? I just pay you. How many they pay you today? And I said, yes. He said, because it's 3 months. That was the Somali review. He says it's 3 months, I'll be 4 months. They have not paid us. They have not paid us. So right now, you see the police. You see why the police, they are trying to work in Edo State now. I just left Nigeria. March this year.
30 seconds to go.
Because why they receive their money. The civil servants trying to work very well because they receive their money. The personnel, they are happy. They are enjoying. Look at the way they are fresh in everywhere. My mother is a personnel. My mother works in the Federal Ministry of Works.
Okay.
Work in the Federal Ministry of Works. But my mother today is praying for obaseki. So my brother, and so people, please, September 19. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't vote for 5,000. Don't vote your life for 5,000. Don't vote your future for 5,000.
Thank you. Thank you, Kola.
Vote for the Obaseki for the next governor. Thank you. That's my talk on that. Thank you very much, my brother. The good work you are doing.
Yeah, hello.
What's my brother? The good work you are doing.
Can you reduce your device there, please?
My brother.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've done that.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, my name is Ambassador Paul Newman. I'm calling you from Nigeria.
From Niger.
So I want to really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate what you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
Right now. I really want to thank you because I know they have seen the light. We are no longer in darkness. And because we are no longer in darkness, it is only greedy people that will see the light and fail to walk in the light. If you wake me up any day, anytime, and if you ask me to choose who should be the manager of my company, I will choose Godwin Obaseki anytime, any day. Because I have seen for myself what this man is doing, what this man represents. This man is like the Moses of our time. This man has come to take Edo State from Egypt to the promised land. This man is somebody that God has sent to bring down anything that has bring bad image or bad reputation to Edo State. So anytime, any day, my brother, I support Godwin Obaseki. And I will vote for him again and again. Edo State is a state that I so much love because I am from that state. In the 17th and 18th century, Edo State was a state they were talking about in there. And I also believe right now, as we speak, there is a revolution that is coming to Nigeria. And that revolution is going to begin from Edo State. So this light and darkness. That is what I see here. It's an election between light and darkness. The light will definitely win. The light will definitely win. So what I want to beg my people, I know a lot of people are watching you right now, both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, they are watching you right now. I really want to beg them, they should not mortgage the future of their children because of 10,000, because of 20,000 naira. They should not mortgage the future of their children. Everyone should come together collectively. Let's save Edo State from the hands of evil politicians. Those who are after their soul, those who are after their family, not those who don't represent the interests of the people. That is what I am praying for. And I also want to thank you for what you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
May God continue to bless you. And I know by the end of this month, every one of us are going to come together and celebrate because the right man that God has destined for Edo State will emerge as the winner. And that person is Godwin Obaseki. Thank you, my brother.
Thank
and
you, sir.
God will continue to bless what you are doing.
God bless
God
you.
bless you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah, so we are getting there. This is you see, because at the end of this program, please, you need to give me a little more time. I need to explain who I'm going to vote, who I'm going to employ, and why. I'm going to bring the truth before you, because today is going to be the last day on this interactive session. I'm going to bring the truth before you. I'm going to analyze why I'm going to do this and against this. You know, that's what I do. But I want us to come out first, tell us what we want. Who do we want to employ and why? The reason why I'm putting the word why is so that you must come and tell me, not just say POI or GGO. No, you must give me reasons. And it has been wonderful. Everyone has been giving reasons why they are choosing who they are choosing today. And I so much appreciate that also. I so much appreciate that also.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Epa, we are hearing you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Can you reduce your your this thing so that they can hear you.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. So who do you want to employ if you are these two come before you?
Yeah, basically, good evening anyway. Thank you very much for the job you are doing. We all appreciate it and we commend you. The point is, I will always employ Mr. Governor Obaseki.
Yes. And why?
Because from his antecedents, I think he has proven that he can take us to the next level. Shortly before I go further, I want to respond to about the third caller or the fourth caller who was saying that he didn't like the way the governor is working because he didn't embrace Kabaka and the rest of it, it does not include them. If you can refer him to the interview or the open debate you had with Edo State.
Yeah, Edo State.
You should be able to know that Governor Obaseki didn't do anything. He didn't sidetrack any one of them. He invited the whole of them to a round table and tried to make them understand that thank you very much. I appreciate you for helping me to come in. But I will always want to tell you people that this government is a different policy. We are going to start on a new level. If you are prepared to go with me, well, there is room for you. They declined, except Edo State and a few others. So let that man go back and play that clip. So people cannot just come and be talking nonsense. It's not inclusive. What do you mean by inclusive? Inclusive so that they trample on the resources of Edo State, like they are selling the oil now, taking the money, giving them 100 times the contract they will not execute, and then you want this man to just open eyes and begin to look at you people doing all sorts of nonsense. And yesterday, if I may say, some people are blaming him that they want to reconcile himself and Oshomole. How do you want to reconcile me? Who want to suppress me? Who want to dictate for me? I can never accept that reconciliation to be at my disadvantage. So when people are talking, they just say he didn't bring that. On a well-organized society, Kabaka has no level with Obaseki. Obaseki has worked with millionaires. He has worked with stock exchange. He has monitored. He has managed a reputable company in Nigeria. Now you are saying that you want to say iyamu who has no. And then there's another thing. Somebody said the wife is a doctor. He will go and take ambulance to get somebody. When he was with Intermarriages, is the wife not there? Did he marry the wife after Intermarriages government? She's a dentist. The dentist has nothing to do with send ambulance to one carry pregnant women. I don't know how some people reason. So in any way, I'm angry and I don't want to talk too much. The only thing is, Obaseki is the goal. We are all for Obaseki. The whole diaspora we are all for Obaseki. Let them give him 4 years more time so that he can do everything. We'll go back home. Obaseki or nobody else. When they want to the federal match, yes, a time will come. We will cut off from Nigeria if that is the case. Edo State is no more mumu. We've seen the light. Nobody can come and sell our oil, can come and sell our product, can come and sell for 1 billion and come and give us 300,000 in the trade of where I'm helping the youth. You help youth for what? There are some of us who have pure water factory, who have a barbing saloon, who have blocking industry. We don't have light. And light is coming now for us to move it. If you employ 20 people and employ 30, the other one 5, the other one 10, things is going. Unemployment rate will decrease, but somebody will just come on sometimes Obaseki is not handsome, iyamu is handsome more than Obaseki. These are all rubbish for one useless pastor. I'm sorry to hear. You go and build factory in Port Harcourt and Lagos. Port Harcourt, Edo. Where are they though? When you say you are a rich man, of year one factory. Vendor Bureau was there. Why can't they revive that Vendor Bureau? Was it not during Lucky that Lucky administration that Vendor Bureau crumbled? Huh? So talking just because of you want your boss alone. You know, listen to Edo State. Somebody said Edo State had to go back to police college and go on training. But this man said no because he 1 million come a billionaire. You are not powerful. Only one day God will disgrace him one day. Whoever that is going against obaseki, God will disgrace them one by one. We are not talking of Okiamia or whatever. Everybody, when they are saying obaseki betray, blah blah blah. He said iyamu betray our kingdom the other day with his father. Is it not on record? They don't say all these things. They continue to look at one sided. So my brother obaseki is my manager. I beg.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, please, people calling, I told you before, +4673 9571107 is not direct. That is WhatsApp. If you want to call direct, please you call the other phone, which is +4672. That's the one for direct. +4673 is WhatsApp. +4672 is direct. Thank you, guys. Now we are getting close to the end of today's broadcast. I want you to listen to me very well. Who will you employ if you needed a manager for your company? Number 1, obaseki. Number 2, iyamu. These are my analysis. After my analysis, I don't pick any call. If you want to call, I need to call before I analyze. Because when I analyze, this topic ends for today, forever, until after election. I'm going to give 1 minute before I begin my own analysis. Okay, no caller. Now, number 1, obaseki is a financial consultant. Number 2, obaseki is a prudent spender. Number 3, obaseki is a technocrat manager. Number 4, obaseki is an achiever. Number 5, obaseki surrounded himself with prudent personalities. Number 6, obaseki does not cover up corrupt people. Number 7, one that is clean as far as crime is concerned is obaseki. He had no record of any kind of criminal activities around him. Number 8, obaseki is one that had traveled around the world to learn modern ways of doing business. Number 9, obaseki is a digital manager. Number 10, obaseki is a financial guru. Iyamu, based on my own analysis, this is my analysis. Number 1, Iyamu is a lawyer, but never practiced law. I won't say he's not a barrister. That's a shameless word. He's a lawyer, but never practiced law. Number 2, Iyamu is a reckless spender. That is why he's unable to manage his personal farm. Number 3, Iyamu is not trustworthy to give you a proper account. These are issues that have been recurrent in every of his political campaigns. Number 4, Iyamu does not have any record of achievement. Rather, he has theories which are promises. There is no record attached to his name. All we are hearing are promises of what he's going to do. But Obaseki is an achiever. Number 5, Iyamu could not manage his personal businesses or business. An example is the POI farm at Amaba. Number 6, Iyamu surrounded himself with looters and embezzlers. Number 7, Iyamu is one that had criminal case or cases on him. Number 8, Iyamu is one that had not left Benin all his life, and so do not have the new method of running businesses in the 21st century. Number 9, Iyamu is an analog manager. Number 10, Iyamu is a promoter of lions and tigers. Now, based on my personal analysis of who both of them are, I will submit with all honesty that if both of them comes before me with the credentials that is being placed before me, which is also in the public domain, I, as a man, will definitely support or employ the likes of Mr. Godwin Enogherase Obaseki to manage my business, because he had actually done well in other climes in the world. He was in America. He was able to manage businesses that was owned by white people. He came to Nigeria, was able to manage businesses of the like of Dangote, at Otedola, at Denuga, and all these other multi-billionaires who are actually parading themselves as the money bags of Nigeria. This man, which I am about to employ to become my manager, also had hand in their success and wealth. He had also been able to help second generation banks to be able to, who were going into bankruptcy or who were going into oblation. He has been able to help them to rise again to stadium. So if my company, if I needed a manager and these two guys come to me, and after going through their different credentials and also after being able to talk with them during the interview, and I've been able to get these different opinions from both of them, I will zero in on the person of Mr. Godwin Enogherase Obaseki. With this one, I think the Edo people should be wise enough to understand that the best you can give is to give those you know that have the ability to protect your interest and the interest of your children and your children's children. Do not employ one that will lead your company into bankruptcy. Do not employ one that does not have the ability, the managerial skills to keep your money intact. Let me tell you something, guys. In the business world, you don't deal with people. You don't put people based on the fact that they have the ability to carry everybody along. In business, even where I work today here in Sweden, my manager does not carry everybody along. My manager doesn't carry everybody along. There are people that he picked that are ready to work with him. Those are the people he picks. You'll be working, you have your duty, you do your job. But when that comes to some level of working, he picks those that he knows that have the same ideology with him. Those are the people that he picked to work with him. So the idea of carrying people along, all in the name. No, listen, if you work, I have a lot of friends that work in the bank. I bank with First Bank, and not everyone there that the manager actually likes in the bank, right? In a small bank there, not everyone that the manager actually likes. There are some of them the manager does not want to see them. but he can't fire them. They work there. That's how it is. So people who do not fall into your structure of management, you're going to sideline them and work with those you know that have the same vision and dream and aspiration with you. So if somebody say Obaseki did not carry everybody along, he can't carry everyone along because everyone has their own different agenda, different thinking, and different beliefs. So Obaseki will only work with those that have the same thinking with him. And that is why the likes of Tony Kabaka, Shaban Nomules, and some others could not fall into the plans of Obaseki because their plans are parallel. They're not interwoven. They are on a parallel scale. Therefore, there is no way they can meet at a point. And when both of them cannot meet at a point, then the superpower, which now the Obaseki in government, will not have to do away with them. That does not mean they are not part of the government or the company. They are, but you have to relegate them to a level whereby their influence will not be so much felt because of the negative tendency they're going to give into the government if he allows them to continue to rub among the same people who have the same vision and mission with him. So that is all about governance, guys. And to me, I feel and I believe that for me and for me alone, this is my opinion, not the opinion of all. This is my personal opinion. It is Obaseki for me to employ to manage my company because he had all it takes that my company can rise from nowhere to somewhere. Thank you, guys. God bless you today. Until we see tomorrow again, when I will begin to analyze the video or the meeting between our father and the political actors in Edo State. I will not want anybody to twist the video. That's why I need to come out and make a proper analysis tomorrow. 5 p.m. tomorrow. No, 2 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be 2 p.m. 2 p.m. tomorrow, I'm going to be out to make a proper analysis on what transpired, on what was the political undertone of what our royal father said yesterday. God bless you guys. Until tomorrow, have a nice day.
I never see
This kind of man for Edo.
I never see this kind of love before.
Wonder, 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 wonder.
Obaseki, wow, Shaibu, wonder, Edo people say make una carry go. Wonder, wonder. I just a man to carry go. No better say Obaseki, come on, but Edo people.
Clinton, I greet you. Happy Sunday. Oh, Sadio, my guy. You too much. Ekwase, Charlie Jesper, Veronica Osunde, Tina, Jerry, I greet you. Ego, I greet you. Grace Amon, I greet you. No, sir, I greet you, sir. Precious Charles, good night, bro.
Make me check agriculture, people say make you carry go. Make me check empowerment, people say make you carry go. Make me check development, people say make you carry go. Obaseki, wow,
Caroline, I greet you. Obama Judith, I greet you, ma. Sister Tina, I salute you. Lady Bear, I greet you, ma.
If you collect all you go back, there be destiny killer. What's the apple for Pala?
Very big lesson. Sister Isaac, I greet you, ma. Thank you very much for the support.
Who are the final say in the election? The people as the final say. Who are the final say in the election? The people as the final
2 p.m. tomorrow, analysis on the peace meeting between the Obas and the political actors in Edo State. Chooks, I greet you, my brother. Happy gold. Jennifer Jimo, I greet you.
Who are the final say in the election? The people as the final say. The people say now obaseki them one.
Shaibu mekuna kareko. Okay, guys.
Iyamu.